ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you heard, or maybe you can comment on other apparent teachers, have you heard of Scott set up this thingamajig in London, and he's got this book. And
in London?
Yes, he's got a Rest for Addiction centre in London now. He's got this Facebook thingamajig. And then you have these, what do you call them, facilitators, you know, and they facilitate you. It's quite expensive, you know. And I kind of said, can I have £8 worth? And she said, there's no point in turning on the thing for £8. But, you know, it's this thing.
£8 worth of inquiry or something.
Yes,
You're like 2 minutes.
yeah, but like it's I've tried it, and it was, you know, I got so frustrated. You know, because it's this thing, first of all, she asks you is, you know, if your story, you know, like a story could be, oh, not feeling good enough and things like that. And they kind of ask you, right, is that not feeling, is that you? You know, is that you? And that. And at the end of it, you get just, and then people then say their life seems to be easier because they can see that there's no them. But I heard somebody saying that actually, what happens is the confusion is there is a higher me that lets on that there is no one.
Yeah.
And they walk around then and say, you do this inquiry, you know, and it's quite expensive. It's like, it's, you know, expensive. So then they're walking around saying that life is so easy that there isn't anyone. But who is saying there isn't anyone?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a load of, it's just another kind of, just like another thoughtful practice.
Yeah, but I think it can be, from what I've heard of it, it can be helpful in the flow of people's life if they're addicted and things, but but at the end of the day, everything dissolves like that. So there's not anybody left that, like, there's not somebody that can know there's nobody there. There's not somebody there that can know. Who is that would know that? That's a thought that's appearing that's been taken as truth, that's been taken to have a position. But this happens in a lot of inquiry, that then they feel like they've come to a place that they're left with, like that they know that there's nobody there. That's okay then. It might be that their life's got better. I've heard that it's done a lot or help with addiction.
Yeah, like they say, make the prison more comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what all practices are, though, isn't it? To make the prison more comfortable.
Yeah.
And in the end, that's
and it's so, like, it's, if there's practice happening, it's not wrong in any way. That's exactly what's meant to happen. But it's so much based on the idea that you're going to get somewhere better than this, and it's avoiding what's actually happening. It's living in this mental reality that you exist firstly as somebody that could potentially get there. But while that's happening, it has to happen. And those thoughts go around playing in the game of I'm going to get somewhere, or I know this. And let's see how many people are streaming. I shouldn't really say this. Such a gossip. And well, here we go. I'm going to get a shot.
Well done. It's just
It's just something. And what often it really is left with that hierarchy from people that speak like, I often have emails from speakers like that, famous teachers that tell me that I'm on a lower level than them, and that I've got to get to their level, and that I'm preaching ignorance, and it's who is saying that and who is thinking that. It's who cares also. What mission are they on to save the planet, or to save these other people? And it really does have this hierarchy to it of I'm enlightened and you're not.
But then that's something that is automatically happening as well.
Yeah, it's just something that's happening, and it's not wrong in any way that that's happening. But it's funny coming up against that energy of these people that have inquired, and they think that they're no-thingness, but they really think it. It's a thought. They think they're no-thingness. They've seen awareness or consciousness, and they think. But then anything like that will always when there's still someone there that thinks something, it will always come in conflict with other speakers like Tony Parsons and or any other speaker, and they'll think they're right. And it sounds really crazy that you can get to a place where you really don't think that you're right or better or in any way like that, but it's funny to come across it because you can see that they really think they're right. And then they'll suffer because there'll be that conflict of wrong.
Okay.